Come study Ezra chapter 7 with me. Before we dive in to Ezra chapter 7, let's talk about what has happened in the last 6 chapters. So between chapters 6 and 7, there was 57 years. So it's a pretty big time gap. These first 6 chapters were about Israelites coming out of captivity to go to the promised land and build the temple of God. This was the first generation, because in chapter 7, we meet Ezra, who is a priest. Now, Ezra found favor with King Artaxerxes. I had to look that up. Ezra, as chapter 6 said, came up from Babylon. He was a scribe skilled in the law of Moses, which the Lord, the God of Israel, had given. The king had granted him everything he requested because, and I highlighted this, the hand of the Lord his God was on him. Now, Ezra is a great example for anybody like you or me who wants to study God's word and be able to talk about it with others. Verse 10 says, "Now Ezra had determined in his heart to study the law of the Lord," so study, "obey it, and teach its statutes and ordinances in Israel." You can't obey it unless you know it, so we need to be in our Bible, and you can't teach it unless you know it. It's a good word. Ezra had plans to bring a new group of Israelites, because there's only one generation, the first generation of Israelites, to come over to the promised land in the first 6 chapters, and continue the work of rebuilding the cities and to restore the heart of people for God. So the rest of the chapter is mainly the letter on the how we're going to bring the Israelites out of captivity and into the promised land. Thanks for studying with me.